Absolutely delighted now to be joined by Gabriel Filippelli, who, as you know, is the editor of the new journal GeoHealth. First of all, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed for taking the time to talk to us today. Now, congratulations. Give us a little bit of a flavour of what your vision is for GeoHealth.
Yeah, and GeoHealth is a new journal, as you mentioned, and the goal of GeoHealth is to bridge our understanding, our very robust understanding of environmental processes and environmental science that we have developed through AGU, for example, and use that to start better informing us about human health, population health, and also the various ecosystems of which humans occupy. So my vision is to continue to knock down the wall between environmental sciences and human health sciences with this journal.
And what led you to this point?
Probably was informed a lot by my own transition
Right.
as a researcher. I have started off my early years as a paleoclimate researcher, and obviously climate has profound implications for human health in the long term. But more recently, I've been working a lot more on direct environmental exposures from issues like lead and mercury, and particularly how they impact children and low income children of color largely. And so as I sort of evolved as a researcher into using my environmental and chemical skills to understand the human health impacts, I became more enlightened about the role that earth scientists really can play in better informing this dialogue.
Give us an idea what some of the big issues are that are facing GeoHealth at the moment.
Big issues, in my opinion, are both what we call legacy contamination and ongoing contamination of areas. You know, some countries, higher income countries, are able to weather that contamination better because of regulations than low income countries. Some of them are miring in contamination from soil, air, and water. So that's going to profoundly limit, I think, the future health of a lot of those societies. But there's others. The background, the global background of climate change and its impact on not only sea level and coastal disasters, but its impact even on the spread of diseases carried by organisms into humans, like malaria, like dengue and Zika, but similarly like Lyme disease, which has exploded in North America because of climate change.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because when we think of climate change, we think of a lot of different issues, but we don't naturally think of GeoHealth with climate change, do we?
That's right. I think because we've been focusing on, I think, appropriate things to focus on, which is sea level rise and
Sure.
changes in temperature, melting ice and so forth. But all of that has implications on physical processes for humans, but also on what's called disease vectors. And that's a really, I think, an emerging field. And GeoHealth has highlighted a couple papers in that recently, and it will continue to do so.
Finally, how are you going to give the journal an international focus?
I came on board right away saying this has to be a journal for the planet, GeoHealth of the planet. So I'm trying to do that in a couple ways. One is I'm expanding the editorial team to include international members, particularly from Southeast Asia, reaching out to African countries, whose immediate impacts of environment and health are felt much more strongly than it is in the developed country. So it's through these efforts, and I think also offering opportunities to publish freely in GeoHealth to some of these selected authors from low-income countries, something that AGU does anyway. I think that those will combine to expand our reach internationally.
Well, thank you very much indeed for joining us, and best of luck with GeoHealth. Thank you.
I appreciate it very much. Thanks.